President Biden is making a big impact on the electric vehicle industry with a strong, clear message to the manufacturers. EVs are the future, he says strongly, wondering why they are reducing or stopping their production. But why is this happening now when electric vehicles are becoming so popular? The burning question remains. What's the driving force behind this urgent call from the Oval Office? Before we get into that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Biden's plan for EV. President Biden's plan for EVs is a major step towards reducing carbon emissions and advancing clean transportation. A key focus is on expanding the charging infrastructure. The goal is to build a nationwide network of 500,000 EV chargers by 2030. This is important because it will make charging an EV as easy as filling up a gas car. The administration has set high standards for these chargers. They need to be reliable, easy to find, and work the same across different networks. This move is expected to create good jobs and ensure that these chargers are well maintained. Another important part of the plan is increasing EV manufacturing in the U.S. The administration has motivated companies to invest nearly $85 billion in making EVs, batteries, and chargers. Big car companies like Toyota, Honda, Ford, and General Motors are investing money into building facilities nationwide. This is creating many good jobs and helping America lead in making EVs. The plan also includes a lot of money to help this change happen. There's a $15.5 billion package to help turn existing factories into places that can make EVs and their parts. This package offers money and loans to car makers to help them switch to making EVs. It also looks out for workers and communities, ensuring they benefit from this change. The plan has many education and support initiatives to encourage people to buy EVs. These include campaigns and events to show people the benefits of driving an EV. The idea is to make more Americans choose electric for their next car. So the next question is, why the big push for EVs? Well, it's a mix of green dreams and economic schemes. First off, there's the climate change angle. EVs, they're the clean, green machines of the future. The Biden administration is all about such policies, looking to cut down those harmful carbon emissions. It's part of their grand plan to save the planet, one electric car at a time. But hold up, there's more to it. Let's discuss the Inflation Reduction Act, IRA, and the EPA's muscle-flexing regulations. These policies are like a double boost for the EV world. The IRA rolls out the green carpet with tax credits, making EVs easier on the wallet. It's like a financial high five for picking electric. And the EPA? They're setting the bar high with emission standards, pushing car makers to get their electric game on. So it might look like a scheme for cleaner air, but it is more than that. It's also about staying ahead in the global race, especially with countries like China in the rearview mirror. But here's the curveball. What about any average US man who's all about their gas-powered ride? The switch to EVs might feel like a bit of a bummer for them. In 2023, electric cars are becoming more popular than ever. In the US, over 1 million were sold by November 2023. That's a big jump from last year, 2022. A big reason is the Inflation Reduction Act. This law helps people save money when they buy an electric car. It's like getting a discount for choosing an electric car over a gas one, although there have been major challenges as well. Ford, for instance, has faced issues with balancing price, margin, and EV demand. They increased their production capacity for models like the Mach-E and Lightning. Sales haven't always kept pace. For example, Ford built many Mach-E's in the first half of the year, but sold a smaller portion of these vehicles. Consequently, Ford had to cut prices for the Mach-E models in response to these challenges. Furthermore, Ford also temporarily cut shifts at the plant building the F-150 Lightning and has had to slow down its EV ramp-up, focusing more on commercial vehicles and hybrids. Volkswagen, another major player, also seen some softening in EV sales in the US. They've cited easing supply chain bottlenecks, leading to increased production and an inventory buildup, particularly of their ID.4 electric SUVs. Volkswagen has also noted issues like customer confusion and hesitation regarding tax credit eligibility for EV models as contributing factors to their challenges. Tesla, a key player in the EV market, has also faced its own set of challenges in 2023, despite being a leader in EV sales. While Tesla's overall sales have continued to grow, the company has had to adjust its strategies in response to various market conditions. Impact of the Inflation Reduction Act. The Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 has made a big difference in the EV market. It's brought in changes affecting car makers like Ford and Tesla and people who want to buy EVs. One of the biggest challenges is the tax credit for electric cars. Now, people can get up to $7,500 off when they buy a new electric car. This deal lasts until 2032. It's a big help for buyers, especially those with lower incomes. Before, they had to wait until their tax return to get this money. But starting in 2024, they can get this discount right when they buy the car. This makes electric cars more affordable for more people. Car makers are also feeling the effects of this new law. Ford, for example, is trying to find the right balance between the price of their EVs and how many they can sell. Tesla is using these tax credits to help sell more cars. They've even had to lower their prices to keep selling as many cars as they do. Both companies are working out how to make their cars fit the new rules and still be something people want to buy. The Inflation Reduction Act has also led to a lot of money being put into making electric cars and batteries in the US. It's helped create over 84,000 jobs. This is a big boost for the economy and helps America keep up with other countries in making electric cars. The implementation of the Inflation Reduction Act, IRA, has provided significant incentives for EV purchases. It doesn't directly influence the interest rate environment that affects car loans. The high interest rate environment, as mentioned by Tesla's CEO Elon Musk, remains a concern for the affordability of EVs for consumers. Even with the tax credits and other benefits introduced by the IRA, the overall affordability of a car is still largely dependent on the interest rates associated with car loans. Higher interest rates can increase the monthly payments for consumers, making it more challenging to afford EVs. This situation has a direct impact on the demand for vehicles from automakers like Tesla and others in the market. The high interest rates are part of the broader economic environment and are influenced by factors like Federal Reserve policies, inflation, and overall economic conditions. While the IRA provides financial incentives, these do not counteract the effects of high interest rates on car loans. In response to these market pressures, Tesla has been proactive in adjusting prices to stimulate demand. The company has offered various discounts and incentive offers to encourage sales. For example, Tesla has introduced discounts tied to customer referrals. These price adjustments are a strategy to balance demand and supply and to maintain assembly line productivity in key markets like China and the United States. The US EV market overall is still in a formative phase, with many consumers evaluating whether EVs fit their needs. Major automakers are ramping production while navigating through market confusion, price adjustments, and regulatory pressures. For example, industry executives are lobbying the Biden administration to adjust emissions rules that require a significant shift towards EVs in new vehicle sales by 2032. These rules have created additional challenges for automakers, pushing them to accelerate EV sales to levels that support new production capacities. Challenges ahead. Other than the impact of IRA, the EV industry faces several other challenges as well as it grows. These challenges affect many parts of the industry, from making cars to getting people to buy them. First, there's the issue of range anxiety. This is when people worry that their EV won't have enough charge to finish a trip. The worry gets worse because there aren't enough public charging stations. Also, some of our stations don't always work right. Even though there are plans to build more stations, it's taking longer than people want. This makes some people think twice before buying an EV. Another big challenge is getting the parts for batteries and the minerals needed. The Inflation Reduction Act is trying to help with this. It offers tax credits to encourage more U.S. production of these parts. The rules for these credits are complicated. The car industry is waiting for more information from the government on how to use these credits. There are also worries about keeping data safe and protecting against hackers. Since EVs connect to the power grid, there's a risk that hackers could try to break into the grid through the cars. The rules for keeping data safe in this area aren't obvious yet, which could lead to risks. Global EV market and U.S. response. Moving forward to the bigger picture, the EV market is growing fast worldwide. China, Europe, and the United States are all seeing a lot of changes in this area. Each place is dealing with EVs in its own way. China is really ahead in the EV market. The government there has helped a lot by giving people money back, subsidies, when they buy an EV. This has made EVs cheaper than regular cars in China. Companies like BYD are doing really well because of this. In Europe, countries are also pushing for more EVs. They have strict rules about car pollution and are giving people reasons to buy EVs. European car makers are quickly moving to make more EVs because of these rules and because people want to buy greener cars. In the United States, things are a bit different. The US is trying to catch up with China and Europe in EVs. The government, especially under President Biden, is trying to get more people to buy electric vehicles. They're doing this by making laws like the Inflation Reduction Act. This law helps people pay for EVs and making more jobs in making EVs and batteries. Some people worry that it might hurt jobs in making regular cars and that it's moving too fast. So, while the whole world is moving towards EVs, each place is doing it in its own way. The US is working hard to keep up and is using laws and money to help make this change. Like in any big change, there are different opinions on how fast this should happen and the best way to do it. The future of EVs remains uncertain. While they represent a significant step towards sustainable transportation, the transition faces hurdles in consumer acceptance, economic feasibility, and global competition. In the end, the story of electric vehicles is a hot topic right now. So what's the real deal with them? Are they going to be the main kind of car in the future, or is there still a lot to figure out? We want to know what you think. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments.